Hello students, welcome to class 1 political science class. Today I will continue lesson 9 justice and the topic is kinds of justice. The objectives of the lesson are justice, its meaning, key features of justice, kinds of justice, in what way justice can be secured, relation between justice, liberty and equality. And the objectives of the day are kinds of justice. Under this, there are natural justice, social justice, economic justice, political justice and legal justice, procedural justice and substantive justice. It covers your pages from 175 to 177. Before discussion of these objectives, I would like to discuss the key terms with you. The first key term is basic needs. According to government, food, clothing, shelter, sanitation, education and healthcare are the basic needs of a person. And according to family, along with these, security is also the basic need. So you see the difference. The government thinks food, clothing, shelter, sanitation, education and healthcare are the basic needs, and family thinks security is also the basic need. Especially in these circumstances, they feel the young girls must be safe. So what does the basic needs mean? Basic needs mean the minimum resources necessary for physical well-being. The next term is liberals. Example is, suppose A says to grandfather, partner, let's start mobile game. Today is my turn. I will play first. And grandfather says, okay partner, I agree. Done, done. So what idea do you get from this conversation? What type of relation they have? So it is liberal relation. So liberals are open to new ideas, willing to accept opinion different from one's own opinion. The next term is public wealth. Example is, there are two people, A and B, living in a village. A says to B, today I am getting rich. There will be increase in my property. And B says to A, which property have you purchased? A says, no, I didn't purchase it. I got it. Today it is its inauguration. And B says, please tell me in clear word. I am not understanding it. Then A says, today there will be the inauguration of the government hospital in my village and it's a public property, means my property. Then B understood and he says, yes, you are right. It's everyone's wealth. Yes, students, you know that when any government property is there, it's a public wealth. Yes. So what is public wealth? Public wealth is the sum of all goods and assets owned by the government and belongs to all the citizens. So here I have given example of the government hospital. So villagers are talking about as it is their own wealth, increase in their own property. Now I am going to start the topic kinds of justice. Before this, I will introduce the topic, the meaning of justice, as I gave you example last time when I introduced the topic justice. I gave the same example that A and B are the twin brothers of 5 years age and purchased two balloons. But it was a matter of chance that they got two different colors, that is red and white, and these were the last balloons, means they didn't have any other third option to change the color. Now they both wanted the red color and the matter was solved by their mother, means mother justified. And what did she justify? And she said to share it turnwise, to which they both agreed, means they both felt justified. Yes, justice is the most important objective of state, government and society. It is the basis of orderly human life. In other words, justice means protecting rights of all in a fair way. Yes, in a fair way. Here when mother justified to use the red color turnwise, that's a fair way. Now I will discuss the kinds of justice. There are 5 kinds of justice, that is natural justice, social justice, economic justice, political and legal justice, procedural justice and substantive justice. But already in last class, I have discussed with you first two kinds of justice, that is natural justice and social justice. Under natural justice, I gave you example of all the weathers in a year, that all the plants and all the aquatic animals and birds and everything, they feel they are justified with all the weathers, they are justified with natural justice. And under the social justice, I gave you example of a railway board, that they give the concession 50% concession to the senior citizens without any partiality of caste or color. That is a social justice. Now today I will discuss the next three kinds of justice, that is economic justice, political justice and legal justice, and procedural justice and substantive justice. Now, first I will discuss the economic justice. The example is, suppose A and B are two ladies living in two different societies. A lives in a developed metro city and works in multinational company, and B lives in a village and is a housewife. Now you see these two ladies have different societies. A is living in metro city and B is living in a village. In this case, all the ladies of their society do the same type of work and have such a social system. Means A is living in metro city, so all ladies are working in such companies, and B is living in village, and all the ladies are housewife and have such a social life. The lady A living in metro city has different type of economic system and social system, like her salary, friends and shopping areas, etc. Obviously it will affect that also, her social life also. And the lady B living in the village has no personal income and her social system, etc. Example, her friends, shopping areas, etc. depend on her family's economic system. So you see the difference here. If economic system is different, their earning is different. A is earning independently and B is depending on her family income. So their social status also different according to that. So, economic justice is indeed closely related to the social justice, because economic system is always an integral part of the social system. Economic rights and opportunities available to an individual are always a part of the entire social system. Now, another example of economic justice is, now today is a Pulse Polio campaign day in India, and all the children below to the age group of 5 years are to be vaccinated against polio virus, that is free of charges. You know, when there is a Pulse Polio campaign in India, where the children below 5 years are vaccinated and there are no charges for it, and it has been initiated by the government of India to make India polio free. Yes, students, you must be aware about it, that it is initiated by the government of India. No doubt, it is in collaboration with the UNO's agency WHO, means World Health Organization. But India's men and material resources are also used in it. So it is economic justification, because the government wants the people should be polio free. And it is for your awareness that by 2014 India has been declared polio free. Now India is a polio free nation. So, what is economic justice? There should be fair and equitable distribution of wealth and resources among all the people. So, when government is using the resources on pulse polio, that is equitable distribution of wealth and resources among all the people. The fruit of prosperity must reach all the people. The next example of economic justice is, suppose A and B are twins and have their birthday today. Now A wants to take his friends to Indian coffee house to have a coffee with his friends, and B wants to take his friends to pizzeria for pizza party. Now both have different choice. A wants coffee and B wants a pizza. Now, the Indian Coffee House is a restaurant chain run by the Government of India. But Pizzeria is a local brand and is a private property. So you see, their ownership is different. Indian Coffee House is a government ownership and B is a Pizzeria is a private ownership. Now both are approved by the government, so the it comes under the liberals. So liberals consider open competition as just and they support private property. Basic needs of all citizens must be fulfilled anyhow. So this is the liberals' opinion. They feel the basic needs means food, clothing, shelter. Means it is I'm here talking about the food. Means it must be fulfilled anyhow, either through government resources or through the private resources. It must be fulfilled anyhow. Against this, the socialists oppose private property. The basic needs of all citizens must be fulfilled by the government only. This is the socialist opinion. Now, I am going to talk about the political and legal justice. The example is A says to B, "Hello, where are you going early morning?" B says, "I'm going for voting." Here in this example, I am talking about the political justice. Then A again talks, "Let's go together. I'm really feeling very proud that today you are also a part of the formation of the government." When B says, "No, I am going for voting," so A feels very proud that he is a part of the formation of the government. Then B replies, "Yes, Papa." It means B is a son and A is father. B says, "Yes, Papa. I completed my 18 years last month. Now I am voter in India. Papa, why don't you contest elections? You are also above 25 years." Now B is asking his father that when you are above 25 years, why don't you contest elections? You know, anyone above 25 years can contest elections in India. Yes, this is also political justice. Above 18 years, you have voting right, and above 25 years, you have election contesting right. Then father replies, "I'm really proud of your general awareness. You must carry on your awareness like this. It will develop your personality and also help you in qualifying competitive exams." Yes, students, such awareness helps the students to qualify the competitive exams. So, what is political justice? Political justice means giving equal political rights and opportunities to all citizens to take part in the administration of the country. So, how A and B will participate in the administration of the country? Yes, by voting. When they will cast their vote after 5 years, naturally they will elect some candidate from their constituency, and that candidate will sit in the legislature and will participate in the administration. And after 25 years, they can also become the candidate, so and they participate in the administration. So that is the political justice. So, while taking, now I am going to the legal justice. While taking a class test, the teacher announced that if any student was found cheating, the test would be cancelled. This is first condition, and the student would get zero. This is the second condition, and would not get another chance to sit for the same test. This is the third condition, means no cheating during the test. Today A was not prepared well and was trying to cheat the answers from the notebook of B. Now this is a class situation. A is taking help from B. They both were warned by the teacher 2 times. Yes, the teacher noticed and she warned them 2 times. But finally, the teacher caught their notebooks and checked their answers. It means they didn't listen to the teacher, they continued their cheating, and teacher caught their notebooks. It was a matter of chance that their wrong answers were the same. Yes, it can happen. The child who was helping, it's not sure his answers were correct. He can also write the wrong answers. So the wrong answers were same. So it was a case of cheating, and the teacher cancelled the test and the marks marked zero as she had already announced. So already I told you the teacher announced that the test would be cancelled and the student would get zero. And the third condition was there would no be the next chance to sit for the retest for the same test. Now both A and B felt sorry, but the teacher didn't give them a chance to continue the test as it was already announced. So teacher had already announced. So what is legal justice? Legal justice has two dimensions: the formulation of just laws and then to do justice according to the laws. First teacher announced the rules and then worked on it. Then laws should be based on the public opinion and public needs. Yes, here was the need of the class because the test was going on. If the teacher doesn't take such strict action, the students can do any other thing, anything. So it was a need of the time. The next is example of political and legal justices. You must have heard about the Mughal Emperor Jahangir. So I am going to give example of his court. The Mughal Emperor Jahangir was famous for his justice and had a bell tied with the chain to ring and get justice. Once a donkey reached his court, and by chance it was overlooked by his security guards. But when the donkey moved the chain of the bell, the justice bell rang immediately. At the same time, the emperor came in his court for the judgment. The Emperor Jahangir heard the bell, and it was his duty to reach immediately in the court. And he reached there. All were surprised to see and thinking about the result. The courtiers were very surprised to see now what will happen. The king will get annoyed because it was a donkey there. But it was Jahangir's wisdom that he valued the donkey's demand for justice. Now Jahangir felt justice is to be given to the donkey because donkey had rung the bell. Donkey was asking for justice. He ordered to inquire who was the owner, means owner of the donkey, and how much food was the donkey given per day, and how much load was the donkey taking on its back. Students, that time the donkeys were used for carrying the load, and Jahangir he ordered to inquire how much load donkey was carrying on his back. So these things were to be inquired. So this was Jahangir's justice. All were surprised to hear the judgment. So this is justice. He didn't see this thing. This is animal. There is no human being asking for justice. He was equal for all. His justice was equal for all. So law does not discriminate between the rich and the poor. Due dispensation of justice by the courts of law is an essential ingredient of legal justice. Justice needs the presence of liberty and equality in the society, and only then can it really characterize life in society. The next kind is procedural justice and substantive justice. Now, political theorists describe justice in two forms. First is procedural justice, which relates to how rules are made and applied, and substantive justice, which is concerned with the content of rules. Now, first I will talk about the procedural justice. Now, example is as the board exams are approaching and only 2 months are left, the teacher announced the revision schedule in the class. Students, you must be knowing when the board exams are approaching, the school always works on the students, and the teachers are told to make the revision schedule, and the teachers announce in the classes also, and the teacher wants the students to score the best. She feels that if the students will revise as per the schedule, then they will get better percentage. So what is it? This is the procedure. So procedural justice stands for laying down just procedures necessary for just and fair benefits. So just outcome stands guaranteed when just procedures are followed. If you will follow the just procedure, obviously there will be just results. So, procedural justice stands for the principle when the procedures are just, the outcome is always just. Procedural justice refers to the manner in which the rules are made. It means how rules are made and whether these have been made in a just method or not. Now, next example is suppose morning assembly is going on in a school. All the students are standing in rows in ascending order. Students, you know this thing. When morning assembly is going on, all the students stand in assembly according to the height, means in ascending order. They all are wearing the same color dress with the same color socks and the same style shoes. Even their tie and belt are also same. Girls too are wearing the same color ribbon. When everything is same, dress, shoes, socks, tie, ribbon, so everything is same. What does it mean? It means they all are in uniform. You can't guess their caste from their uniform. Now in this picture you can see all are in uniform. Can you guess to which caste anyone belongs? No, you can't guess. Inside the school premises, all are equal and justified as they are following the school procedure. So procedural justice accepts the ideals of equal human dignity and rejects all discriminations. It is held to be basic essential principle for securing justice. Only settled and just rules of procedures are to be laid down for securing justice in society. Now, the next is substantive justice that is related with the contents. Now, example is of parents teachers meeting and it is of class 7. The teacher is talking to Mrs. Gupta and she says, "Hello Mrs. Gupta, very sorry to say that your son Rahul is not showing any improvement in his test performance. In fact, last time also I talked about the same and now the annual exams are approaching. The teacher is very much worried about Rahul. He is not showing any improvement in the class test also. And the teacher wants that he should score better in the annual exams. And she is talking to Mrs. Gupta. Now Mrs. Gupta replies, "Really surprising. How is it possible? After last month's parents' meet, a big change has come in Rahul's routine. Now he sits daily to study for more time than before. Now Rahul's mother is not ready to accept teacher's opinion that Rahul is not showing any improvement. Mrs. Gupta says it's not possible because a change has come in Rahul's routine at home. He is studying more at home. Then the teacher asks, "Okay, how much time does he sit more?" And then Mrs. Gupta replies, "He sits at least 2 hours more than his earlier routine." It is first change, and the second change is now he avoids playing mobile games also. It is a second change, very big change. The teacher says, "Okay, but have you ever checked what does he study? Have you ever taken the feedback of what he is learning?" Then Mrs. Gupta replied, "No, ma'am. I never called him during that time. I just see him from distance." Yes, mother saw him from distance only. She didn't check the contents of learning. So I am talking here substantive justice, that is the content. Now the teacher said, "Maybe he finds it difficult to understand any topic. You must check it also, otherwise it's a waste of time. Only sitting habits are not enough. You must check the contents of learning to improve his result." Yes, students, it's very important. Only sitting habit, no doubt it's a good change, The child who was not earlier sitting, it's a good change the child started sitting. Second change is good that he was not using mobile, but the content was not checked by parents. That is also equally important because maybe the child was finding any problem in any topic or was slow in learning or was not understanding the topic because there was no change in the result. So only just procedures cannot lead to fair and just distribution of social advantages. The contents of law have to be just and reasonable, and only then can justice be secured. The next example is a class in a second. Now let's go to class second. The teacher is taking class. The teacher asks the question, name the largest continent on the earth. And full class replied together, that is Asia. And then the teacher said, I don't want combined answer. Combined answers are not allowed. All will get a turn and I will call the name of the one who has to answer. Now my next question is for Mohit. Name the deepest ocean. It was for Mohit. And then Mohit replied, the deepest ocean, that is Pacific Ocean. The teacher appreciated. That was the correct answer. And then next question was for Geeta. Now Geeta will answer my question. And the question was, name the highest mountain. And Geeta replied, the answer was Mount Everest. The teacher said, name the smallest continent. Now Rachit will answer this question. Yes, the next question was for Rachit and the question was smallest continent. And Rachit was not knowing about it. Rachit remained silent. Now Mohit was very smart boy. He was knowing this answer also and he was trying to tell him from distance. Yes, and the teacher saw it. It was second standard and they were acting smartly, but they were not knowing the teacher is more smarter. And the teacher saw it and the whole class started laughing. Now, the teacher said, no one will create any disturbance in the class. The system of giving individual answer has some purpose. The purpose is to check the ability and performance of each student of the class. Every student is to give his or her exam separately and show performance in the exams. The contents of the topic must be clear to all students equally. Yes, this is a reason why separately the answers are listed because the contents of the topic must be clear to each and every student separately. So, the substantive justice stands for ensuring that all sections of society should get just and good benefits and opportunities for development. Substantive justice stands for concrete justice. Students, hope you are clear about this substantive justice. Students, this finishes the discussion of my today's topic, that is kinds of justice. Justice is the most important concept to maintain peace in society. The system of legal justice that we follow today and we get it through the courts was started by the British in India at the national level. Today, I have discussed various kinds of justice. So, legal justice must be based on natural justice and substantive justice. So, today we can't ignore any kind of justice. Now, I will recapitulate the kinds of justice discussed with you. Today, we have discussed natural justice, social justice, but these two were already discussed. Today, I have discussed economic justice, political and legal justice, procedural justice, and substantive justice. It covers your pages from 175 to 177. And the topic related questions are, give the meaning of political justice. Second is, what is procedural justice? Third is, what is substantive justice? And the fourth detailed question is, what is economic justice? What is the relationship between the social justice and economic justice? Students, you will watch the video again and do the snap over question. Next time I will continue the topic. Till then, goodbye and thank you.